What's up, everybody? Today we are going to do the gear breakdown for the Wasting My 20s EP. If you haven't listened to it, do yourself a favor and go listen to it really fast. It's like 15 minutes and it bangs. And then come back and watch the gear breakdown video. Alright, so I figure we should probably start with the superstar of the whole business, and that is this guitar. It's just your standard run-of-the-mill Fender Stratocaster. It's not an American standard, it's made in Mexico, but it still kicks ass. I got this guitar when I was like 16, and I'm 25 now, and just been shredding. It's great. That being said, I'm trying to get like 2 new guitars, but you know, we got this one. This one has carried us this far, and it's gonna carry us a lot further. Yeah, this amp just kind of fucking sucks. Oh my god, I hate it. I just want to stop using it forever. This is the Line 6 Spider 4 15 watt amp. It's a modeling amp. It's a practice amp. It's a beginner's amp. Got this for like $50 from my friend Stefan when I was like 16, I think. Carried me this far, but I'm ready to dump this amp. It's so bad. Now the amp itself, right? If you have a good working one, it's probably great, but this one's broken as fuck. It just causes me so much pain. I have to wrestle with it every single time that I want to play it or do anything with it. The big problem is that so there's like 2, well, technically there's 3 distortion channels, but one of them is just absolutely ridiculous and I don't use it. But the crunch and the metal settings, they have this distortion and it just like cuts out for like no reason. The way that it's fixed is I just warm the amp up. I just turn it on for like 30 minutes before I play it. It's not a tube amp. It's a modeling amp. You don't need to warm it up. It doesn't make any sense. So here we are, making records, using the resources that we have, and this is what I had. I've got better stuff now, so EP2 is gonna be banging for the Wasting My 20s EP. This is the one. This is the one that I had, so it's what I used. Okay, so y'all are probably like, hey Zealand, you have an audio interface, right? Like, how else do you record things? Wrong! This is the key to everything. This is the Rocksmith Real Tone cable. Alright, so there's this video game called Rocksmith. It's Guitar Hero, basically, but you plug in your real guitar. So they give you the special cable when you buy the game, and this end is a 1/4 inch, and this end is a USB, and then congrats, you're playing Guitar Hero with a real guitar. It's actually really sweet. You should check it out. It's pretty cool. But one day, I noticed that the computer picks it up as a microphone. And I was like, huh, weird. I wonder if I can just use it to record guitar. So I did, but you know, there wasn't any amplification or anything, so it just sounded kind of lame. But then I noticed on my amp, there's this jack here, the phone/record out jack. And I was like, huh, what if I just smash this in there and then smash this end into the computer and try to record with that? And then I discovered you can just directly record the amp. So that's how the guitars are recorded. Problem with this is that none of the sound comes out of the speaker. It all goes through the cord and then comes out of the computer speakers. But there's a bunch of latency, so you can't directly monitor yourself. You just kind of have to play and hope that it sounds good. You know, you're probably noticing a theme, especially after I show the next thing. You're gonna notice this theme of you just use what you have. You know, if you want to produce music, just start making it and use what you have. You know, you don't need crazy gear, right? I've got the most ridiculous bullshit gear ever, and I made a banging record with it. So just use whatever you have. You know. Where's the leak, man? Okay. Y'all are gonna laugh. This is the mic that I used for all of my vocals, and I got it because there was a table on somebody's yard full of a bunch of junk and a sign on it that said free. So me and my friends perused the wares, and I found this mic, and I was like, I mean, why not? It's a USB, I don't even need an audio interface, so I just plug it in and it works, and it'll be awesome. And at the time, this was taped up. They put tape on their mics for artistic whatever, I don't know. They just do. So it was taped up, and I brought it home and I started using it, and it seemed to work fine and nothing was wrong with it. And that was when I was like 15, 16, 17, somewhere in there. So I used it for several years, and then one day the tape started peeling. So I undid the tape, and what I found underneath it. Okay, well, you can't really see that, but it says Nintendo on it. It says fucking Nintendo on it. So this is the mic that you get with like Wii Music or like Guitar Hero or something, and it's the mic that I've been using for all of my stuff. So yeah, that's pretty funny. But you know, I actually do have another mic. I do have one. So this is the other mic that I have. This is the Shure PGA 57, and I actually had this at the time of making the Wasting My 20s EP. But when I recorded with this one versus this one, I don't know why, but I just liked this one better. So I just used it. I just kept using this one. So, you know, because the number one rule when producing music is if it sounds good, then it is good. And this one sounded better than this one. So this was the one that I used. And I don't know, it came out okay. Alright, and these are the headphones that I used. They're just some kind of Audio Technica headphones. I forget the exact model, but they were like, there's this guy named In The Mix, I think is his channel name, and he does a lot of really sick like mixing tutorials, and these were one of his recommendations. But yeah, they're good. I like them. Not much special about them. They're just good, balanced headphones. Alright, so that's it for all the physical gear. So now we're gonna hop into Ableton, and I'm gonna show you some stuff there. Okay, so here we are in Ableton Live. You're probably like, Zealand, you only showed us your guitar, like, there's more instruments involved here. Yeah, so we'll start with the drums. So every single drum hit was hand-placed. It's all sampled, hand-placed by me. I think most of the samples come from the NSA Custom Series Drum Kit multi-samples. You know, look at all these samples. I wouldn't recommend this for a beginner. Like, these are all just slightly different snares. Like, look at all these. That's so many that I had to comb through to find the one. And oh no, I even remember the one that I found wasn't I had to like layer two snares together to make the snare sound. This isn't even like anyway, we're getting into complicated shit now. Okay, but yeah, so every hit is sampled primarily from that kit, although I think there's like a couple of other ones. Yes, this one's from the Salamander some kit. The Salamander drum kit is where that one's from, and then there's some other stuff. This snare is from the Slingerland kit. This one, I actually do really like the Slingerland kit. This is the one that I would go to for a beginner, because it's nice and simple. There's only like 4 samples for each thing. They all sound pretty good. I actually did make a record with the Slingerland kit. Self-plug, I mean, is it really a self-plug if it's in my own video, if it's my own thing? crabthings.bandcamp.com. Yeah, and this is the first record that I ever made. This is the first one. It's called The Gifts Never Given. It's, you know, I give it 5 out of 10. It's good. It's very good for a first attempt. You know, I stand by it, but it's not that good. But, you know, take a little listen if you want. Yes, we've got snares, kicks, toms, crashes, more crashes, a lot of crashes. More crashes. The amount of crash samples is kind of staggering, but yeah, we got a lot of hi-hats going up in here. But yeah, that's the drums. I think the more interesting instrument here is actually the bass. So I don't have a bass guitar. So what I ended up doing is, this is actually just MIDI, you know, just on the piano roll. Here it is, right? This is for, what is the name of that song? What did I end up calling it? Hang on, I have to look up my own song on Spotify to remember what it's called. Acquaintance. Yeah, that's what it is.
So yeah, this is actually the project file for Acquaintance, and this is the bass for it. So what I've done here is, since I don't have a bass guitar, what I've actually done is I'm using a synthesizer called the Massive from Native Instruments, and I just used the 3-octave sub preset. I didn't change anything at all here. It's all just as is. But yeah, and so that by itself and then what I've done is I've just kind of put it through a pedal, and then, which is a audio effect from Ableton, just kind of add some beef to it, and then, you know, I've done some other stuff. We'll go more into that in the track breakdown, but then it sounds like this. The special thing here is I have this sidechain compressor going on, so what it's doing is it's taking the input from this track, the Plux track, and then it's applying it to this this MIDI clip. And so the result of that is it just kind of like moves in the way that I feel a guitar kind of moves. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect envelope, but you know, it works well enough, and it sounds like this. Yeah, so that's how the bass is made. But yeah, and then the guitars, I just kind of layer them all together. Just use one in the left, one in the right. There's a bunch of stuff going on, and then I've got a vocal chain. It's pretty much the same throughout each song. So first I gate it, then I do a de-esser, then I go through a compressor, and then I do an EQ. And then I run it through a saturator, and then put on some delay and some reverb, and then Bob's Your Uncle, vocals, a lot of vocal layers. But yeah, we'll go more into like this specifically during the track breakdowns. But yeah, I just wanted to show you kind of the general layout of my projects and kind of how I do it.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for the gear breakdown. I hope that it was informative. I will be doing breakdowns for each track individually and getting really deep into the specifics of like how I composed it and, you know, how I made certain sounds and, you know, all that good stuff. So if there's anything specifically that you want to see, just let me know. DMs are open, leave a comment, you know, really just do whatever you want. I read everything. All right. See ya.